It's giving instant oatmeal. You know, the green packets, the apple cinnamon flavor? Yeah, it's giving those vibes. So let's do it. Today we're making brown butter apple cinnamon muffins. This recipe is really simple. I know it looks like a lot of ingredients, but we've got to do a little bit of prep work, but once we do that, it'll be easy peasy. So let's look at what we've got for ingredients. We've got our dry, I've got some sifted flour. The other dry, I've got cinnamon, baking powder, baking soda, salt. Then this here is gonna be our wet ingredient, sugar, although it's not technically wet, but it's gonna go in with our wet. We've got milk, we've got vanilla, 2 eggs. I'm gonna use 1 whole egg and an egg yolk, and then a stick of butter that we will brown here in a minute. And then for the apple portion, I've got 2 large apples, some brown sugar, and cinnamon. I like my muffins like full of apples, so 2 large ones is good, or you can use 3 small ones. So let's go ahead and first prep our apples. So we're gonna peel and dice these up. So I've got 2 large Granny Smith apples. Tart apples, I believe, work best for these muffins. So I'm gonna go ahead and just peel these off. Go ahead and peel the skin off of the apples. All right, so now I've peeled the apples, and now we're gonna just dice these up. And you wanna dice them pretty fine, okay? So you don't want huge chunks of apples. So go ahead and dice these up. I would say this is really what you're looking for in terms of texture. Now apples are all diced up. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in this bowl here. Try not to make a mess. It's probably an easier way to do this. Find a better way than me. Okay, so now I've got my apples all in this bowl. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown sugar and some cinnamon, okay? And I'm gonna just go ahead and mix this in. All right, so we've got our apple cinnamon mixture with the brown sugar. We're gonna let this sit and do its thing. And then we're gonna go brown our butter really quick. Browning butter is so simple, and it's only gonna take a few minutes. I'm gonna go in here with 1 stick of butter. Pan on medium high heat. So it's important as this melts down that you kind of move the pan from side to side, or get in there with a spoon or something. So just again, kind of getting there with my spoon, making sure it doesn't burn on the bottom. This will happen pretty quick. Maybe this will take 5 minutes start to finish with just 1 stick. When it starts to look like this and foam, you're getting close. And it'll start to develop this kind of like nutty aroma. And we just want a little darker in color. You see it's starting to darken up. We want this a little bit darker, so we'll go maybe another couple minutes. Brown this butter. This is what we're looking for. So I've already turned my heat off, and now I'm going to take this off the heat and pour into a heat, like a glass cup. We browned our butter, and you want this to sit out for a minute. You might even want to pop it in the fridge because you want it to be room temperature and not warm when you mix it with the other ingredients. But let's go ahead and mix everything up really quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven. So like I said, we've got our flour, adding my other dry, baking powder, salt, baking soda, and cinnamon. Put that all up, give that a little bit of a whisk. Okay, we'll sit this. Then we've got our egg, 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. And then we're gonna go ahead and pour in some sugar, white sugar. It's about 3/4 of a cup. We'll go ahead and mix this egg and sugar together, okay? Not too much, but you just wanna break that egg up. Then we're gonna add in our milk, our vanilla. Give it another little whisk. I should have got a bigger bowl. Okay. Get that all incorporated. And then we're gonna go in with our room temperature brown butter. This is important, again, because we're mixing into eggs. So you don't want it to be too hot. You don't want the eggs to curdle. So room temperature is good. And when you add this in, make sure you get all those little brown bits. That's flavor, y'all. Flavor. Okay. So we'll just give this a couple little whisks. And don't worry if it kind of looks kind of lumpy. That's how it's supposed to be. What we're going to do is the muffin method. That's literally what it's called, the muffin method. And all we're going to do is mix our wet into our dry. And the main thing with the muffin method is to not overmix it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, pour my wet, and then I'm going to just start to lightly mix this in. Not too much. Couple stirs. Okay? Really, that's what I'm going to do. And you see it still is a lot of flour. It doesn't look like it's mixed in at all. But now I'm going to add in the apples. Okay? It's okay if you get some of the juices in there. It's all good. And then we're going to give this a few more mixes. Again, the main thing is to not overmix this, so I really don't want to work it that much. Even if you have a few flour streaks still, that's fine. And this is going to be a wet, kind of a wet batter. All right, that's it. That's it. We done. We done. Okay? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and scoop this into our muffin tins. Now this batter makes closer to about 16 muffins. This is only a 12 muffins, so if you have extra, you can do a few, or you can put it in like a little pan, make a bread, whatever. But you will have extra batter because this makes closer to 16. So I'm doing 2 small scoops in here. You don't want to overfill it too much. About 3/4. Our muffins scooped out, and like you see, I said there's still leftover batter, so that'll make an extra maybe 3 or 4 muffins. But I'm gonna go ahead and put these 12 into an oven, 350, and these are gonna bake about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, the muffins are out of the oven. I went ahead and took them out of the pan and put them on this cooling rack so they didn't continue to just cook while they were in that hot pan. And I've let them cool slightly. You do want to let these cool a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and taste one. All right, you can see they browned up really nicely. Full of apples. Let's cut into one. They're still kind of warm. Really good. Like I said, they remind me of those instant oatmeal, the apple flavor, the flavor with the chopped up apples and the cinnamon. You can taste that brown butter. It's kind of got that nutty flavor, nutty taste of it. Really good. So I hope you try them out. And if you do, let me know what you think. And until next time, happy baking.